I tested 12 cars suggested by viewers for grinding Le Mans. Which car do you think will be the best for this track? Let's find out. The 787B engine-swapped Mazda Rx-7 has no problems winning this race, feeling very strong on the straights, but requiring longer braking times. On my run, I got a random 2.5 second penalty, which didn't make me happy. I forgot to buy intermediate tyres, and there was one time where my tyres locked and wouldn't turn. I guess that's what racing in the rain is. Very dangerous. I also waited at the end of lap 6 to finish as soon as possible, as recommended by viewers. Wait at the end of lap 6, they said. Go and make yourself a tea and finish on lap 6. The AI will take a pit on lap 6 and you'll win, they said. Yeah, well, the AI didn't get the message, and with 7 seconds left for the race to finish, I was forced to do a 7th lap. Out of the 12 runs I did, only 4 of them ended on lap 6. Battle of the engine swaps. The V8 engine swapped into the M3 is known for its lightweight and power to weight ratio. This car has more power than the RX-7 and also wins the event easily. However, it is much less fuel efficient and requires a pit stop every 2 laps if you race with your fuel map on 1. I changed my fuel map to 6 to see if I could last another lap, and it actually added 2 laps, which means with your fuel map on 6 you can do 4 laps without pitting. I also didn't bother buying tyres for this one, so I stuck with racing hards the whole way through, in which case I got lucky anyway with only light rain starting deep into the 5th lap. If you like this track because it's more fun than Sardinia or more fair than the penalties on Tokyo, I'm calling bullshit. This track has worse penalties than Tokyo. However, it is easier to win. Way easier to win on this. Or maybe I'm just uneducated, so please, expert viewers, tell me why I got a penalty here. And here. And here. And here. I spent over 12 hours making this video, so please support me, if not with a comment, with a thumbs up. The Aston Martin VGT is very easy to tune and an excellent pick for the track. All car tunes are in the video description. You need to shift at 7,000 RPM to maximize your power, and you also change your fuel map to 4 in order to last 4 laps at a time. It is more powerful than the engine swap options and about 10 seconds faster per lap under dry conditions. However, it struggles under wet conditions without a tyre change and performs significantly worse than the other cars in these conditions. The Camaro ZL1 1LE track package is the worst car for the track of the 4 I've run. It handles pretty well, similar to the RX-7, which is better than the M3. However, it has the weakest power for all the cars and leaves it slower than the engine swapped cars by 10 seconds. That's 20 seconds slower than the Aston Martin per lap. It still gets a pass because you can get an easy win with it, but it's just a slower option. The Red Bull Junior is a very smooth drive and requires no tuning. After your car purchase, it's ready to go straight to the track. It's slightly faster than the Camaro, but feels nicer to drive. I was lucky that this run had torrential rain because it means that the race finished in 6 laps instead of 7. With your fuel map on 1, you can finish 6 laps without a pit stop, which is what I did. However, if you plan on a 7th lap, you'll need to change your fuel map. The Mitsubishi GTO is a very smooth drive on this track without any handling problems. It runs at a similar pace to the Red Bull Junior, a little bit faster. However, it isn't very good on fuel. With your fuel map on 6, you can run 3 laps. However, anything under fuel map 6 will only manage 2. Which means you'll need 2 pit stops for a 7-lap race, or 1 pit stop on a 6-lap race. I miscalculated the finishing lap. My mind was numb from grinding this track all day, and I forgot to take a pit stop on lap 6. And I crossed the line to start my 7th lap, only to realize I was out of fuel. I tried going backwards on the track to refuel, but the game wouldn't let me, since it already registered that I was on the 7th lap, it wouldn't let me take my 6th lap pit stop. The Alpine VGT isn't the most powerful car, however it is on the stronger side, about equal to the engine swapped cars. It also has good fuel consumption. It can complete 6 laps with the fuel map on 6 or 4 laps with the fuel map on 1. I was shifting at 7,000 revs per minute. Having trouble using racing hard tyres with other cars, I've made sure to equip intermediate and wets. I'd recommend you do the same for whichever car you choose to grind with. Equip intermediate and wet so that you can change as necessary. The Suzuki Pikes Peak is consistent across tracks and PP scores. It repeatedly has fantastic acceleration, medium to strong handling, and a weaker top end. It's a very good choice for Le Mans as it handles the wet well as it is 4-wheel drive. The Aston Martin VGT is better overall, especially under dry conditions, but the Escudo feels better under wet conditions. With a fuel map set to 5, the Escudo can do 3 laps. Featuring 12 cars in this video, my top pick is the Mercedes CLK Le Mans. It has the right fuel consumption to only need 1 pit stop, and it has the pace to complete the 7th lap under 30 minutes and 30 seconds total time, which in my opinion is the perfect combo for this track. My second top pick is the Red Bull Junior, as it is the most accessible car for the event at $350,000 in Brand Central and requires no tuning for this event. If you've watched this far into the video, please show your support with a goldfish in the chat. The 787B runs at a similar pace to the Mercedes, slightly slower per lap though. It does have better fuel consumption, allowing you to complete 7 laps with your fuel map on 2. This is all well and good, but it's a bit overkill, as it actually is more efficient to sometimes take a stop and change to wet or intermediate tyres. Nonetheless, I only had hards for this entire race, and it's not fun being caught out in the rain. The Roadster shop Rampage had the second fastest lap time after the Aston Martin VGT. However, this car has the worst fuel consumption of all the cars so far. I recommend fuel map on 4 and taking a pit stop every second lap. Changing your fuel map to 4 or worse takes away a lot of that power from the car, so overall I wouldn't consider this car as a very good choice. The Alpine A220 race car has been complimented and presented to me as the #1 choice for 600 pp Tokyo Expressway, and again recommended for this track. Unfortunately, I didn't have access to it until now. It lives up to the expectation. It runs at a similar pace to the Aston Martin VGT, but you can only do 3 laps with the fuel map at 6, which honestly isn't too bad. 1 or 2 pit stops depending on whether you have a 6 or 7 lap race is okay. If you want to make some real credits in this microtransaction modeled economy, watch this video.